Hey friends, Doug Meyer here. It's my pleasure to share with you something that I have found really helpful in helping to calm my spirit and those kind of anxious days. Painting started for me a couple years ago, actually almost 10 now. I was going through a divorce and would come home at night and just feel all stressed out and stretched out. And my therapist said, why don't you find a way to get that out? Why don't you find some kind of creative outlet? So I just literally went to the store one day, went to Michael's or Hobby Lobby, picked up the cheapest art supplies I could find. I covered my then empty dining room with butcher paper, put on some music, and just started breathing. Since then, what I have learned is the key to all of this is you have to let go of the outcome. This is not about entering an art project for school or for a grade or for someone else's kudos or approval. This is just to take my mind, your mind, off of the junk of the day, to practice breathing and to look at color and flow and texture and things that just pull you into a different place. So that said, today's little experience is just simple stuff. I grabbed some paint from our preschool, and what I thought we would do first is just look at some colors, and these are just cheap temper paints, and you can get them everywhere. You can get them at Walmart, and when you're done, you can either put what you made on the fridge and say, look at me, or you can throw it away, whichever. But I'm always intrigued with the way colors and lines turn out. So today, we're just gonna kind of do fun little like crazy things. Like I like repetitive patterns, and I like them and when they kind of mix together. And sometimes what will happen is images will begin to appear, because I don't ever, you know me, y'all, I don't start with a plan. Look at that. See where the orange and the yellow kind of mix together? That's kind of a cool thing. And sometimes what will begin happening too is, like this kind of looks like mustard right now, doesn't it? What I notice is sooner or later, my heartbeat starts dropping a little bit. And, I just begin to chill out a little bit. And there's no right or wrong thing to do when you do this. Well, let me amend that. The only wrong thing is if you get all jacked up on, oh, well, that doesn't look right, or this doesn't look right. So I've had people ask if I would do certain things, like a picture of them or whatever. Well, I don't do anything that is supposed to look like anything, because I can't. I've never had a lesson. I don't know how to do scale and depth and all that. So anything like if I do a picture of something, we're just gonna have to make up that's, I don't know. You know what, if you look at it this way, it kind of looks like a funky monkey face, doesn't it? Like scared monkey? I don't know. The other thing you can do is just be. And man, don't you think God had a great time creating the universe? Imagine how it all turned out for God. Oh yeah, and sometimes it's really messy. And that's a whole nother lesson, because life is messy. And releasing the need to be neat, way to go. So, what do you think about blue lines? I think blue might be one of my favorite colors. It has kind of a calming effect. And I have no idea what I'm going to do. But the other thing that's a great restfulness element of all of this is to have music playing in the background. And it helps just kind of calm me and at times motivate me. If it's just you doing it, the other cool thing is, generally it's kind of quiet in that space, isn't it? don't know if you can pick it up, but you hear that sound of the brush on the paper? Listen. A nice kind of predictable beat and pattern. And then you also get the cool experience of the colors blending. See, we've got some yellow and blue, and then all of a sudden that green was born. We're going to add another shade here. We're going to get some orange in there. Bada boom, bada bing. And I can do this for hours. I just keep creating and then doing wacky things. Like, let's try this. Hold on. I'd be curious to hear if some of you all, I know some of our friends like art. Okay, watch what we're going to do here. I think there is something to be said. I think there might even be some science behind this, but repetition, like patterns over and over again, I think it does something to your brain. Do you remember painting as a kid? We were pretty fortunate at our house. Our mom's an artist, so maybe that in part is what kind of birthed in me the freedom to mess around. It's different messing around as an adult than it is a kid, because when you're a kid, you still have these rules to follow. But when you're an adult, you get to make your own dang rules, more or less. I wonder if your heart's starting to beat slower. I wonder if you're just more aware of your breathing and of your surroundings. Sometimes when I'm done with these, I think, man, that's a big old stinking mess. And that's okay, because I don't know about you, but I'm a stinking mess sometimes. And the cool thing is, I know that God loves me anyway. What do you say we do one more and we'll call it a day, and life will be good. So sometimes I do have a little something in mind. Like right now I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to do maybe a sunset. But I'm not feeling very optimistic about this. We'll see. It could be. You decide if it's a sunrise or a sunset. That's the other cool thing is, you know what? You're making your own rules, so you can tell people whatever it is, right? If they say, oh no, it looks like this, you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. It's going to be whatever it's going to be, and that's all right. So maybe that's the other piece of this that I find helpful is you don't have to worry about being in control, because you're not. The paint's in control. And where it goes and how it ends up, yeah, not a good worry. So I hope that you have enjoyed kind of a couple minutes of watching somebody else doodle around with some paint. And I just, again, would encourage you to just start. Just grab paint and put it on a piece of paper or your driveway or somewhere and go. The very best thing you can do is just start. All right? I hope you found this helpful. Take care.